System Security Setup. MaxxTraxx has a security feature that allows users with permission to access specific sections of MaxxTraxx, such as payroll, financial reports, whereas these sections can prevent access by users without permission. Let's take a look at how all this works. From the menu bar, click on Setups and select Company Information from the drop list. On this general screen, System Security is checked to turn off System Security. This is the default in MaxxTraxx to turn off the security feature until you have all the necessary sections of MaxxTraxx security set up. So let's cancel out of here. And the first section we set up is the security groups. Click Setups, Security Groups, and MaxxTraxx comes with 4 security groups already created by default. Let's look at the accounting group first. Highlight and click the Edit button, or just double-click on Accounting, and you will see here are a bunch of groups that the accounting level of security does not have permission granted to access, such as the Setup sections, or the Service Counter and Parts Counter. But as I scroll down with this scroll bar on the right, once I get to the Manager section and the bank accounts, ARs and APs, payroll, you can see that the accounting security group can access all of these accounting areas with the green check mark. Let's say I wanted to also give the accounting group access to inventory management to maybe enter a missing vendor invoice when they're reconciling an AP account. I'm going to click on the scroll bar again on the right to get to the inventory section. I can then double click in the Granted column next to the function that I want to grant the accounting people access to, one at a time, or I can right click in this Granted column and grant all in this group. I also have an option to remove all in this group and start over. And I also have the option to grant all, everything on this entire list. I'm going to just grant all in this group and click OK. Now, before we turn on system security, we need to make sure that the administrators have access to everything. So let's double click, right click in the Granted column, and select Grant All to make sure the administrators can get everywhere if needed. We can click the blue underlined Members link here on the left to see exactly who is assigned to the administrator level of security access. Just me. We are set. Click OK. You can add a group or click Copy to copy an existing group and make a few subtle changes for that new group. But be careful here. Don't make too many groups. If you need to grant access to additional features or make changes, the fewer groups you have to edit, the better. And close. Now we go into each employee record. Payroll on the menu bar, employee list, and in each employee record, just double-click on each one, we need to select a security group and enter a password if there's not a password already in there. I just enter the number 1 for the password and then let the employee choose a password that they want later on, and then I can come back in here and enter their new password for them and click OK. Make sure each employee has a security level and a password. And once each employee is done, you can go back to Setups, Company Information, and uncheck the Turn Off System Security checkbox. Exit MaxxTraxx, then go back in. And here you will see each employee will now have to enter their employee code and their password to open MaxxTraxx. You can see here at the bottom my name, Sabrina Chambozet. So that tells me who's logged into this workstation. When I'm done working on this computer, or if I walk away, I will click the Logout User icon here on the toolbar, this little green guy next to the padlock. When I do that, the next person that comes up to the computer will need to enter their employee code and password and click OK. Once they're logged in, they'll only have access to sections of MaxxTraxx that are selected as their security level in their employee record. And their name will now be listed down below. If they try to access a section of MaxxTraxx that they do not have permission to go into, let's say write check, they will get this warning: access denied. You have exceeded your security privileges. I would need to enter my employee code and password now to give Brett access to this feature. And click OK. We'll just cancel out of here. But notice here, I am logged in again. So if I were to walk away after allowing Brett to write that check, Brett would have access to all my security privileges. So remember, click the Logout User icon again when you're done so they don't have access to all the security levels that you have permissions to go into. If you run into an issue where you need to select access to a particular feature and you're unable to identify which item on the security setup list is that feature, please don't hesitate to contact tech support and ask. There are currently over 145 different security levels that we can password protect, and they can be tricky to figure out which one allows access to which feature. And this concludes the lesson on System Security Setup.